Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video I'm going to show you this stove that I made after watching some YouTube videos. Alright, this is a can opener that I used to make those triangular holes that help get oxygen to your fire. Alright, that is my Dremel 4000, and I used it to quickly cut the coffee can. So I cut that little trap door that is the fuel feeding chute, and I also use it to cut those flaps. And those flaps up top just hold your cookware if you want to cook on your stove. All right, the Dremel 4000 is very useful. It will very quickly cut the coffee can, but you can also use metal snips as well. I have some fuel sources there. I've got some birch bark, some shavings that I made, and some kiln-dried firewood that I batoned down. I also have safety equipment because if fire is going to be involved, things can go south rather quickly, so always try to be responsible, safety first, and all that sort of thing. Stay safe out there. Okay, I'm going to start some shavings on fire with my fire steel, and then I'm going to use those to get the fire started in the stove. All right, so I hope you're all doing well these days. It was a very cold day that day, but eventually my Primo Elite Fire Steel was able to overcome it. Right, so now there are a few little shavings in the stove right now, and so we're just gonna try to get it started in the stove. Yeah, I love little projects like this. This was made, that's just a coffee can that I had laying around. Yeah, I love little projects like this that are useful and teach you stuff. That's one thing YouTube is great for. Okay, so we have a tiny little fire in that stove right now, and now all we have to do is feed it, make sure the other fire is completely out, right? But all we have to do is feed that tiny little fire and try to make a lot hotter fire that will be able to cook something. Oh yeah, in this video, I'm also going to be trying out some cookware that I got. It's like a titanium cooking mug, right? So I'll show you that as well. Alright, so feeding it my little pieces of kiln-dried firewood. Now this stove is actually meant to run on twigs, like if you don't have any fuel that's pre-made or with you. So this is usually called a twig stove or a hobo stove. That's just the name of it, okay? No shade to the hobos there. As you can see, once you put some fuel in it, we got some birch bark there, it starts going. And now next time I do this, I think I'm going to make my little mini pieces of firewood even thinner, because I think that would work better. So I'm going to make them really thin next time, more surface area. I think that would make my fire even hotter. Okay, but as you can see, eventually, once you cram enough fuel into your homemade stove, it does put out a respectable flame. Yeah, it does put out a nice little pillar of flame, and now you can cook at your campsite, right? Or if they turn off the gas at your house, you know, if you get great resetted, so to speak. All right, there's my new little cooking mug. It's actually a lot larger than a normal coffee mug would be. I'll include a link to that, of course. It has a cover which makes it boil water faster. All right, so it did take a while. It took about 15 minutes for it starting to boil, but as you can hear and as you can see, it does eventually start to boil the water nicely. All right, and I think I can do it faster next time. I just got to practice making that fire nice and hot. There's a little bit of an art to it, but we're gonna make some nice coffee. Oh, see, notice the use of the hook on my Swiss knife. People always ask, what's the hook for? Well, one of the most common uses for campers and backpackers is that. All right, so in the text description box, I will definitely include a link to that cookware, as well as my Swiss knife. Got some coffee, instant coffee there. I'll include a link to the Swiss knife that I was using there, to my very good fire steel that I used, as well as a link to the Dremel 4000 that I used to quickly cut the coffee can. That is great for little projects. All right, so you can make some coffee out on the trail or camping out, or if you get hit by the Great Reset and the dark winter that approaches, you can make coffee even if they turn off your stove, your gas there. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. So below this video, I'll include a link to the original video that taught me how to make the stove even without a Dremel, so check that out. And I'll include lots of useful links to supplies that will help you out in these tough times. Alright, this has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.